Hey, what's going on, everybody? It is Nick here, back with a brand new video. Today we're going to be discussing a big question that I get asked a lot, which is, how much Hbar do I have to hold to become a millionaire and or to retire, right? That's the biggest question right now that I've been seeing a lot of people ask. And, I think it all kind of comes down to personal preference, right? It all depends on how much money you need in order to really retire, right? Because, a lot of people do buy luxury things like Lamborghinis and stuff, which is kind of just ridiculous in my opinion. Um, and it all depends on what you want to buy versus how much you really just want to live off of, right? So, I mean, me personally, I think a big thing here is and why people are fixated on getting to X amount of money is just time, right? We just all want more time in life. We don't want to work every single day of our lives, and I don't think we should have to, right? I think that we as human beings we should live our lives to the fullest, and I don't think that working a 9 to 5 job, 5 days, 6 days, even sometimes 7 days a week is viable for humans. And I'm not taking anything away from anybody that does work a 9 to 5. I'm just saying that, realistically speaking, time is at the end of the day, it's something that's priceless, right? We don't have enough of it, and we can never get enough of it. So, me personally, let's jump into this and really analyze how much HBAR you really need to get to $1 million, right? We'll start with that. But before we jump into this fully, I do want to say if we can get this video to 300 likes, which I know is a stretch, within 48 hours, because I know 48 hours is a stretch as well, but I will give away $100 worth of HBAR to one lucky viewer who is also subscribed and has notifications turned on that could show me proof on Twitter. I will reach out to anybody. Pretty much, I will do pretty much a generator to find out who is the winner, and I will announce it on Twitter and also contact you on Twitter as well. So, nonetheless, let's jump into this. So right now, I mean, currently we are trading at about 22.5 cents almost. We are a little bit below that trend line that I drew earlier, but for the most part, we are still looking decent. There is some worry overall to really see where Bitcoin is headed, but I do want to say right now, crypto is ever growing, right? We are prospering. So technically speaking, these prices that we are seeing now, in 5 years, we will never see them again, right? It's the same thing with like even XRP prices where they were pretty much under, 10 cents and even under 5 cents. And we will never basically see those prices ever again now. They're pretty much just gone. And, that's basically the overall time of, hey, crypto is ever growing. We're basically prospering into a new digital age where we're seeing crypto be adopted into enterprise use as well as, pretty much banking systems as well, right? So, with that being said, what do you really want to hold long term too? Like, you got to really look at it as, am I going to sell this year or am I going to wait another, couple years to sell as well? Because right now we're seeing something like this, right? So we already seen the FUD pretty much over the weekend where India basically said that they're banning crypto. I mean, this is like the 100th time that they've come out and said this, but they basically went back on it, right? They're saying that, it's no longer valid. And I think that's the biggest thing right now, right? So pretty much every market structure follows the same thing. Every year we get the same pattern where we see, hey, we're banning crypto, we're banning Bitcoin, and then all of a sudden it's, well, we actually figured out that we're not going to ban it because of XYZ, right? So these places know that they can't get rid of crypto overall. They know that it's the future. They know that without it, a lot of their systems will not work properly because they're going to have to adopt it in the later ages, which is comes back to the idea of how much HBAR do you want to hold long term as well? Because if we come over here to the stock calculator, now this is for stocks. We could actually get rid of the commission on both of these. And let's just say, you purchased HBAR, I don't know, at 10 cents, right? We'll do 10 cents for an example, right? So purchase price, 10 cents. And you want to sell at $10, right? But you don't want to sell your full amount. So say for so, at 10 cents, you bought, I don't know, 50,000, right? So you bought 50,000. Now, this would cost you $5,000, right? but you don't want to sell the full 50,000. You want to sell 40,000, right? So we put 50,000 in, okay? And you only want to sell 40,000 at, we'll say, $10, right? Say for so we get to $10 and we top out there, right? So at $10, you made $400,000 off of $4,000 that you initially put in, right? Which is great, but say for so you want to get to that other additional $600,000 price in there to get to that $1 million goal, right? So say for so you have 10,000 left, right? And you want to wait a couple years or so, because in a couple years, crypto could be astronomical in terms of market cap. So we'll say you sell at 50, right? That's another $500,000, right? Right there, you're missing by $100,000, right? So technically speaking, right, if you were to take that initial capital that you pretty much sold out at $10 and, say for so we get another dip, right? Say for so the bear market comes and Hbar comes down from $10 to $2, right? So you went to $2 and you still have that, that $400,000 that you pretty much took out, but you don't want to put the full $400,000 in. So say for so you only put half in, right? So you buy another additional 100,000, right? So your purchase price would be 200,000, and you basically want to sell at $50. There's $5 million that you would profit over all. It would actually be $4.8 million that you would profit, right? And I think $50 is easily achievable for Hbar within 5 years, right? I think in 5 years, 2026, I think we could see $50, right? And anybody that is saying that we can't see $50 really needs to relook back on Hbar and really do their research, because honestly, $50 for Hbar is really kind of even undervalued at current situations. If you really look at it, like, Google's using it for most of their insider things and stuff like that. And also we've heard about, Amazon using them. There's the possibility of MasterCard and Visa basically being built on Hedera or integrating with Hedera, which would be massive, right? So technically speaking, making $5 million at $50 on Hbar wouldn't be that crazy if you were a long-term holder. But say for so, you don't want to wait, right? You don't want to wait 5 years. You want to make it this year at the end of the year. So realistically, 2021 to 2022, right? We'll say January to January. Now, your initial capital, because if we come back here to Hbar back in January, right? So say for so you invested in January, you went all in or so at 4 cents. We'll say your average buy was 4 cents, right? So we'll do average buy, 4 cents. Now, your goal is to make $1 million. That is pretty much your, I'm retired, I quit my job, I'm just trading all day long, that's all I'm doing, right? So your purchase price is 0.4 cents, right? And say for so we don't get to $10 this bull run for Hbar. We get to my conservative range, which is, we'll say $5, right? We'll get to $5. Now, overall, you would need 200,000 shares of Hbar that you would buy at 4 cents, right? You went all in, you threw $8,000 in at 4 cents, and you just want to make $1 million at $5, right? So we'll say average buy and an average sell, $5. Holding 200K, right? So all you would need to put in, so initial capital, would be 8K, right? Now, that is one instance to make $1 million by pretty much investing January and selling in January. Because I think that the top overall for crypto is around January. Now, of course, we could have a second alt season, but right now it is hard to tell if that's going to be happening. But right now, this is one case, right? You would need 8K to make $1 million, right? And we could actually title this the $1 million moon mission, right? We could name it that. Now, that is just one instance, and say for so your average buy wasn't 4 cents, right? So say for so you invest it on, I don't know, we'll say February 19th, right? The price was at 16.5 almost, right? You FOMO'd in. We thought we were going to the moon here, right? We hit 16.5 cents, right? So we'll just say 17 overall to really just kind of, put an average price on it, right? So now you would need $34,000 to get to my conservative price point, right? That's the conservative price at $5 to get to $1 million, right? Now, say for so you're like, all right, I'm holding until $10, right? You think $10 is going to happen, totally fine. But you only need $100,000 now, right? You would only need $17,000 to get to $1 million. Now, I think these are easily achievable. Now, at our current prices, how much would you need in terms of capital, right? Because that's the big question right here. So we'll say average price 23 cents, right? You would need $23,000 for an initial capital investment at 23 cents to get $100,000, and if you were to sell at $10, diamond hands until 10. That's how much you would need to get to $1 million. You need 23,000. Now, say for so you wanted to just get to 5, you would need 200,000 assets, $46,000 to turn into $1 million in less than 1 year, right? Profit loss $954,000, 2,073% increase in price point. Totally fine. Now, say for so you FOMO'd in, I don't know, say for so you want to buy in at 30 cents, right? Again, if you were to pretty much buy in at 30 cents, it'd be 60,000. It would be 30,000 if you were to sell at 10, as you guys could see. So, overall, can Hbar get to these price points of $3 to $6 or $5 or even $10, right? Could it happen? Yes, I think that it is pretty much overall, I think it's very possible. I mentioned to you guys, I think that the $5 range is easily achievable for Hbar. Now, of course, this is not financial advice. I'm not saying to you guys FOMO in right now and pretty much just go big and that's it. I'm not saying that at all. I'm just saying I think it is very possible to pretty much turn a $20,000 investment or anything like that into $1 million. I think it's right now, currently, Hbar is very undervalued, right? And if we come here from this price point that we're at now, right, and we go to $5, it's a 2,100% increase in price. Now, I don't think that is too crazy in terms of price point to really move up to that, original price target of $5. And the reason why is if we come over here and look at other assets, right? So we'll go to XRP for an example, right? Perfect example. So if we come back here and look at the all-time high, now we've already done the math here, right? We kind of already seen what the increase in price point was from our original bottom on XRP, right? So if we look here and go to the top, it's about a 2,000% increase from that price point there, right? Now, there is a little bit of a more bottom candle wick down here. That would be 43,000 increase in price point. Now, I know that this actual all-time high here is wrong, right? It is actually $3.84. So it would be about a 46,000% increase in price from its bottom candle wick down here. From its true bottom, we could see that it's about 2,567% of an increase in price. So realistically speaking, it is very possible from just a technical standpoint, but from a fundamental standpoint too, HBAR has everything that it needs to reach $5 to $10. Long term, it does have everything it needs to even reach $50, right? In 5 years, it could reach $50. And the reason why I say that is because if we look at the mass adoption, right, even if we look at the use cases, we could see payments, fraud mitigation, data compliance, case studies, healthcare, enterprise, gaming, permissioned blockchain, identity, tokenized assets too. And these are built on Hedera. We could actually see, healthcare, right? This is the healthcare field. We see that, they're basically it's already being used, right? And we could, look here more and go in depth on it, but I'm not going to go in depth on it because that's just not this video, right? I already did that for you guys. So me personally, a 2,000% increase in price point, or better yet, right? If we go back to even our original target of $10, right? It would only be a 4,333% increase in price point. And I know a lot of people are going to say, yeah, it's only a 4,003. That's nothing compared to most prices, right? Even if we come back to XRP's overall chart, I wish that there was a better chart here, like Coinbase, right? But we really can't see that. Now, if we come back here, I hope that this scale has it. If they have the right, so they don't even have the right all-time high. That's what I was trying to look for. I was thinking maybe Binance would have it, but a lot of these, pretty much exchanges don't have an all-time high for XRP, or the correct one, I should say. But I think the original percentage gain to the all-time high from its bottom was about an 87,000% increase in price point for the 2017 and 2018 bull run. So when we're looking at it from a scale point of, hey, could Hedera, which has a ton of backers behind it in terms of partnerships, project innovation, a solid team, solid project infrastructure as well, when we look at it from a standpoint of, could it do almost a 5,000% increase in price when most assets do an 80,000% plus increase in price? Yeah, definitely. I mean, even if we look at, something like Doge, right? Because Doge, we already know is a full meme coin, right? Even if we look at this chart going back from the beginning of December to the price point that it was just at recently at 70 plus cents, we could see that it did a 26,000 increase in price. And again, this is something that's highly inflated. Dogecoin is an inflated overall asset with no solid use case, no solid team behind it. It just has influencers shilling it. So when we look at this compared to a 5,000% increase in price on a solid project that has solid initiatives behind it, that has a solid team, project fundamentals, and a project foundation overall with a ton of innovational tech and adoption, I mean, comparing a 5,000% increase from a 26,000% increase is night and day. So me personally, yes, I do think that Hbar could go to $10 this bull run. I do think that it is possible to turn, for an example, $30,000 into $1 million by holding Hbar long term, or even by the end of the year. This is not financial advice at all. I'm not saying throw $30,000 in right now and just ape in. I'm just saying it is possible. But hey, that's just my personal opinion on it. Again, always trade at a risk. This game is not a up-only game. It's volatile. It's very volatile. So very well be cautious and practice caution with any sort of trades as well, because as much as gains come, they could also be lost as well. But nonetheless, guys, if you guys enjoyed this video, please leave a like, subscribe, and turn notifications on. If you guys want more free knowledge or free content, you guys could also follow me on Twitter at NCashOfficial, and you guys could join the Discord down in the description for free. I post a ton of content in there and pretty much updates as well. But nonetheless, I hope that you guys have a beautiful day or a beautiful night wherever you guys are in this beautiful world. This has been Nick. Peace out.